Lovevery versus Monti Kids versus Kiwico. So this is going to be a really short video intended to lift the confusion when trying to figure out which subscription box makes the most sense for your family with kids that are 3 years old or younger. I have long, detailed videos about each, going into what they are, where to find dupes or similar items to recreate them yourself, FAQs, and so much more, which I will leave links to all of those playlists and videos in the description box below. If you guys are new here, my name is Rachel from The Confused Mom. Welcome to my channel. I share baby and toddler product reviews as well as activities and Montessori at home tips. Make sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Before I jump in, I really want you to take a minute, pause this video even if you need to think about what matters most to you in a toy subscription. Is it money, the aesthetic, finding the most Montessori approach, combination of all of those things, something else? With your why in mind, I'm going to share each company's superlative, if you will, which is going to be your quickest differentiating factor, what they're the best winner at. And then after that, I'll go into a little bit more about the cons of each one. So the negatives, the what I wish somebody would have told me before I got it type of thing, based off of my personal experience and the comments I've gotten over the last year and a half of sharing about toy subscription boxes. So the superlatives. Kiwico is the winner if you are looking for the most affordable, cost-effective toy box. Monti Kids wins the most Montessori aligned toy box. Everything they do is designed by Montessori certified teachers. And if you want the prettiest, most well-rounded toy box overall, that is going to go to Lovevery. It's the middle of the road option when it comes to price, coming in more than Kiwico but less than Monti Kids. As far as quality, it comes in at a better quality than Kiwico and the same quality as Monti Kids. They feature a hybrid of both Montessori and Waldorf toys, so most parents that say they want a Montessori playroom really want a Waldorf playroom, but that's a whole other video in itself. And books also come in their play kits. Monti Kids doesn't have books and Kiwico does have books, but they feature cartoons, not Montessori aligned imagery of real kids. With that said, my biggest dislikes of each of these, and we'll start with Lovevery. It's no secret, I have an entire video dedicated to it. I am not a fan of all of their books. I love the first year of books, and I do love some of the books for toddlers. However, I think a lot of the books after the age of 1 go a little too far in trying to teach skills a little too young, and they forget the intended age range of the audience. So it's not that they're necessarily bad books, and I'll leave a link to that full video because there's a lot of nuance, but I just think that we need to be focusing on modeling, not moral of the story, and be very cognizant of parents about what it is we're modeling for our kids. So I think they have a lot of books that are great if a problem is presenting themselves, but as I talk about in that video, it caused some problems for our family. My biggest issue with Kiwico is that you just don't know what you're getting, and that it doesn't seem like they even know what they're sending some of the time. It really seems, based off of my personal experience as well as talking with some of you in the comments, that they send stuff based off of supply rather than age appropriateness. And then once you move into the activity kits, some of them can be kind of parent intensive. With Kiwico, one thing that I learned, and particularly why we stopped our koala crate subscription, is that you can actually buy a version of some of their best crates individually in their storefront. And this really allows you to follow the interests of your child without wasting money on a bunch of crafts, essentially, because that's what the koala crate ultimately turns into. For example, in my 3 to 4 year old gift guide, one of you guys actually left me a comment letting me know that Kiwico sells their clear planters individually in the store, which that was actually a crate I had seen somebody else post on Instagram, and was the reason I got so excited about Kiwico for young kids was their planter crate. So I was so happy to learn that you could actually buy that individually in the store. And I ended up also getting their mixer, which is like a whole baking with fractions kit. So they do have, I really think, some of their best items are just the ones that are sold individually in the storefront. You're not having to guess about what item you're getting. It's a fantastic option for people who don't want to constantly be getting a ton of stuff, or if you're already using another subscription box and you just want to supplement something super targeted for your child's interests. With Monti Kids, my biggest issue is definitely the price, but also something I haven't talked about before is that some of the items, particularly towards the end of their boxes, fall a little short and don't have the longest lifespan. So the first year of boxes ships every quarter, so every 3 months, and I do think those items are going to last really for a year or two with babies. I will leave a link to my full Monti Kids versus Lovevery for newborns, and you will see Monti Kids was definitely my favorite option for newborns. However, I think Monti Kids very quickly loses its value. Once you get to 18 months, the boxes ship every 4 to 6 months, and because they are Montessori aligned, they are so closed-ended, they're not holding my daughter's attention like the Waldorf-inspired items in Lovevery, which are much more open-ended. And with that said too, they kind of end up doing a little bit of filler items in my experience, and they don't send stuff at the most age-appropriate time. So for example, the fabric winder comes at around 29 months if you're subscribed. So that's basically 2.5 years old. My daughter did this right away as soon as we got it. It took her no time to master. When you look up this item, you see that it's recommended to introduce as early as 12 months. So keep in mind, this is shipping at 2.5 years old or at 24 months. So either way, even with the most generous grace period, we're looking at 6 months later than the recommended age, and it really is not going to last past 3 years in my experience with it so far these last 6 months. Another example of this is this walker roller, which ships at about 23 months, so around 2 years old. And when you look this item up, it is recommended to be introduced around 12 months old. My daughter has literally only ever played with this one time, and that was to pretend she was vacuuming the floor and to make her little brother laugh. That was it. So neither of these items I see us, once we get into that 2+ range, I don't see the items really going beyond 3 years old, if even making it to 3 years old. So at this time, my suggestion in sum is going to be skip Kiwico and just wait until your child is a toddler and buy individual boxes from their storefront based off of your child's interests. If you're looking to subscribe, start with Monti Kids for newborns, so their level 1 box and maybe even their level 2 box, and then switch over to Lovevery either at 5 or 6 months or their 7-8 month box, and then stick with Lovevery as your go-to subscription. They are definitely the toys that we have gotten the longest, most fulfilling experience out of, and like I said, they are both the prettiest because let's be real, our kids' toys become a fixture in our house, something we have to look at, so sometimes it's nice to look at pretty things, and also they're just the best overall bang for your buck. They're not the cheapest, they're not the most expensive, but they are really the highest quality for the price point that I have come across. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might find it helpful. And again, it's just my personal experience. If you have a different one, I'd love to hear it. Drop it in the comments below. And in the meantime, until my next video, check out those past Lovevery Play Kit reviews, check out my Monti Kids and Kiwico reviews. As always, my name's Rachel. Have a good one.